Hello guys, welcome back to Go Discs. We are back with the normal routine stuff, of course. Talk about stuff, TV series, different albums, of course, and just, general stuff I've owned for years, actually. And yeah, we're doing Live Magic by Queen from 1986. So, Live Magic, an interesting one this is. I don't think everyone's ever reviewed this one. I think someone's talked about it on the channel, like a history type thing. But this is actually like a review of the album itself. So yeah, let's do it. So this was released on the 1st of December 1986 worldwide, but wasn't released in the United States until August, 10 years later, like a decade later, interestingly. This is Queen's second live album. This is official second live album. The first one being Live Killers from 1979, which was chronicling the crazy tour of that time. So 79 performances. This is chronicling. Obviously, the title sort of suggests it's doing focus on the Magic Tour of 1986. Most of the performances come from the last ever show, Nebworth, on the 9th of August, which was the last ever show that Freddie ever did with the band, of course. As the main four of them, this is their last ever concert, and that's worth saying, really. Obviously, it's gained some negative criticism over the years, of course, still does actually, because how it's well, to put it bluntly, there's a lot of editing on this. There's a lot of editing on the songs. There's quite a lot, to fit on a single disc. Because I have the vinyl version. I recently got the vinyl version off eBay, and of course that's a single record, that is, of course. So it's heavily edited. I knew, first things first, I grew up with this album many years ago because it was part of my parents' music collection. This was, so this is my sort of introduction to Queen, live Queen, very much. Because there's only ever four of Queen-related things I ever had, actually. So there was this, The Miracle from 1989, a CD single of Too Much Love Will Kill You from 1996, with the B-sides, of course, which had Spread Your Wings and We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, studio versions, and the Freddie Mercury album, which is that compilation of Freddie Mercury's solo hits from 1993. So that's mainly Queen stuff I remember being introduced to, actually. So one studio album, a live album, a single from Made in Heaven, and some Freddie Mercury solo stuff. So not bad, actually. So, but very sort of lean towards the 80s and 90s type stuff, really. So let's go through it. Let's go and dissect this album. So Live Magic opens up with One Vision, taken from Nebworth. It's all right, really, to be honest. I think that's the only sort of one that's not heavily edited, really. It's just like it's full version, really. So it's a full version of One Vision from Nebworth. Pretty good. Next we'll go is Tie Your Mother Down, again from Nebworth as well. This is one of the edits on the album, really. So you get the first verse, but they cut out the second verse, so you're leading towards the end, really. Like, they cut it out actually. Similar thing happened with the Budapest video as well, actually. So it's a similar thing from 1987, where they just have the sort of main first chorus, the first verse and everything, but they edit out the second one. Don't know why. It seems like a weird thing, really, around that time. You have it on Live Magic and you have it live on Budapest as well, which is absolutely bizarre, really. So there we go. Then we go on to Seventies Rhye, again from Nebworth as well. Decent enough. I mean, it's short anyway. It's always been short because it leads into other stuff. It's like a medley type thing, really. Because you have like In the Lap of the Gods Revisited first, then you get into Seventies Rhye, then it leads into Tear It Up, it does. Maybe a little bit of Liar in there as well, actually. Then, obviously, we go into I Carry the Magic. Now, this is from the Budapest show, this is. So we've got a bit of Budapest, full version, I think maybe a full version as well, actually. So yeah, so we've got another version of that. Strangely enough, that this and the next one, Under Pressure, again from Budapest as well. So we get some audio stuff from there. Funny enough, I think it's 2012 actually. You don't see the full Budapest show get released on CD actually. So interesting. So it's cherry picking some interesting concerts really at that time. I think the three major concerts that Queen had done in '86. So interesting on that front. Again, Under Pressure saw the same, really, on that one. Next up we got is another one, Bites the Dust. Now, this is from Nebworth again. Again, full version as well, so it's another of that as well. Very decent, very good, actually. there's always good versions of this anyway. I mean, the only version I could probably think of is the better one is Live at Wembley from 1992, which of course came 6 years later after this one. So yeah, probably the best one to represent the Magic Tour. Just get that Wembley Stadium live album, because it captures the power of Queen at that point. Really, shame there's no Nebworth one yet. There's always teased to be, but there's never been a Nebworth one. Interestingly, follow that we got I Want to Make Free. I'm not too sure if this has an edit or not. I'm not entirely sure. Might be the same version. I think I don't know, like full version. Again from Nebworth as well. Then we come on to Is This the World We Created? And this is from Wembley Stadium. Now, this is actually from the first night, so the Friday show. This is so interesting. I think it's the only time I think that some stuff from the first show, the first Wembley show, was introduced actually, because you didn't see much. You never saw the Friday show until when Wembley Stadium, the DVD, got reissued as a 2-disc edition. Although some bits were included on the first version, I think, of the DVD, the first release of the DVD as extra bonus features. But when it got reissued in 2011, they actually put it on 2 discs. So 1 disc is the Friday show, the full version, and the second disc is the Saturday show. So there we go. So it's interesting that this actually is on here. Interesting, one thing that sort of strikes me with live magic, because there's not much other good songs. There's other songs that sort of been missed, because Who Wants to Live Forever is not on here. Crazy Little Thing Called Love's not on here. Love of My Life's not on here either. So they missed out quite a few key songs as well. Even though they've been released countlessly over the time, really. I just don't know. It's just an editing thing. I don't know whose idea was to pick out the selection. Really, I just don't know about that. Even though it's produced by the Queen and the sound engineer, I think he's called Tripp. I forgot his last name, but he was their main sound engineer for live shows. So the sound engineer and the band sort of produced this. Really, I don't know if it's like a contract thing or something like that. Aiming for a Christmas market, I don't really know actually. I think people will probably pining for some live stuff. Really, I don't know. Who know? Obviously that time was just like big for them. Just don't know. So yeah. Also with Is This the World We Created? It's edited as well. Again, it's only brief. I think it's like the first verse has just been used, but the second verse has been edited out. I think it's short as hell. It's like for a live version, it's about maybe 2 minutes or so. Really, over like 2 minutes. This is like 1 minute and something. It is, so it's quite short, indeed. Then we go to Bohemian Rhapsody, again from Nebworth. This is a sticking point. This is the controversial bit. This is, and it is quite a grating thing. So this version of Bohemian Rhapsody that was fully released edits out the opera section. It does, literally. So you have the song, of course, through its normal stuff, balladry, Mama Just Killed a Man, and obviously it builds the climax to the opera section, of course, which is the tape they use for live shows since then, all the way through when they perform the song live. Just for time reasons on the album, they've edited it out, which is absolute controversial, and it's absolute, it's a jarring thing to listen. Like, I first listened to it and I thought, when they leave, when he sort of leaves, I think you briefly hear the opera section, then it just bursts back into the end bit, of course, with the whole rocking out bit, of course, and its end sequence. It's like, that is just no, because it is, with live versions, you need to hear the opera section along with it. It makes it more ideal. This absolutely doesn't. So again, for timing reasons, of course, it's just like, oh, that's one of the main things that sort of gripes Queen fans. This sort of point in the album, you realise, it's like, no, this album is trash. It's horrible. Sound quality is good in it, I have to admit, but the editing sort of it becomes more apparent when you come to this more so. Even though with other songs I mentioned earlier beforehand, they become more great. Of course. So you miss the full experience of the actual songs, which I recommend get live at Wembley. Better full version, absolute killer sound quality on that one. Sounds like a monster. It is. It's very. It's the Saturday show, so it's July the 12th. That is. So it's worth getting that one, really. For a bigger, good Queen sound, really. Then we've got Hammer to Fall. speaking of Wembley, actually, this is actually from the Saturday show. So this is 12th one. So again, first time actually hearing, you know, a full Wembley track, very much from the infamous 12th of July show. Really good, powerful song it is, of course, and obviously you won't hear that again until the 1992 release of it. So yeah, pretty good. Then we got Radio Gaga as well from Nebworth as well. Decent, it is. It's like another full version. Rhye Rock You, another edited version, of course. This is from Nebworth as well. Okay, another edit on that one. Friends Will Be Friends is next. I think that's short anyway because it's in between Rhye Rock You and We're the Champions, really. So a bit of an interesting middle point, actually. You know. Well, there we go. Again from Nebworth, and then we come on to We Are the Champions. Again, another edit, of course, shortened. What the hell? And we end with God Save the Queen, of course, the ending track, of course. Would I recommend this as an actual proper listen? Probably not. You know, as a live album, it's edited as hell. Good sound quality is called from different shows, but even though some of those shows, like the Wembley shows and the Budapest shows, have been fully released on CD now and DVD, so you can enjoy the full experience. You know, but you just hear from the Nebworth tracks, really, just for, you know, for the last ever show with Freddie Mercury performing live with Queen. Absolutely, you know, it's probably worth the collectability. It is, you know, it's a bit of an oddity itself when I first came across it, but it's there really. You can get it on vinyl and CD. It hasn't been reissued at all, so you know, fingers crossed. Hoping for a Nebworth show, hopefully, you know, so we can complete that main circle, of course, with Wembley, Budapest, Nebworth. Absolutely fantastic. Although with Queen on Air, there's some recorded stuff from Stockholm as well, actually. So Stockholm actually bits of it exist on a box set somewhere, interestingly. But those three main shows from 1986, venues of shows, whatever, you know, that needs to continue. That needs to finish the Holy Trinity. That does, you know. So we definitely need a Nebworth show. Hopefully, maybe, you never know. Fingers crossed. People have had their fingers crossed for years, but hopefully, you know, we really, really want that. See what happens, you know, in the future. I might do, actually. You know, there's a lot of decent bootlegs out there. You know, you want a full version of it, like an actual proper version. They probably still have the tape somewhere or lost it. I don't know. Probably somewhere. Hopefully. Thank you guys for watching. I've been talking about Queen Live Magic 986. Thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video and goodbye.